Hi, folks. So the holiday season is coming up, and for many of us, this can be a really stressful time. And it can be challenging to prioritize our self-care, reducing risk, and having a comfortable holiday season. So just bringing a couple of tips to remember as we are heading into the season. So the holidays can create some high stress times, and risks include environment, stress, and unrealistic expectations. So when we think about the environment, there may be people, places, music, locations, advertisements that we can feel very triggered by, that can bring up unhappy memories, that can have us just feeling a lower than our normal self. So paying attention to what in the environment might be going on if you are feeling stressed or what has been stressful for you in the past. Stress, talking about stress, often the holiday season, there's a lot more stress. There's a lot more that we're needing to do, whether it's shopping, cooking, planning time with relatives, traveling, whether it's all over the province, all over the country, or maybe in different parts of the world, that our stress can be elevated during this time. And having expectations that may not fit reality, expecting the holidays to be perfect, or expecting, really hoping that this time our relatives won't get into a fight, or this time the turkey won't be burnt, and we all want the holidays to go really well and for it to be a joyous time, and sometimes that doesn't happen, and that can be really disappointing. What can be very helpful during this time is having a plan, thinking about the who, the what, the where, the why, the when. And so when we think about who will we be spending time with, who are our supports, who can we rely on, who do we need to create space from, what is our plan around, limiting our stress? That may be around how do I get out of uncomfortable situations? How do I shorten my time with folks or in things like crazy shopping malls, right? Who, what, when? When will I arrive at a place? If I've been invited to an event, am I going to arrive right at the beginning, at the end? Am I staying for the whole time? How am I going to know what my cues are to leave? Where am I going? Where am I being invited to? How do I feel about this environment? And then the why around, just kind of taking some time to get curious. Is this something I have to do? Do I need to attend? Can I give myself permission not to go if it doesn't feel right? Sometimes you can be invited to an event and for you're not interested, you don't want to go, it doesn't feel comfortable, you're worried about how much stress it's going to be. And so how do we say no? Because no is a complete sentence, and I don't want to as a complete sentence, but that's not always acceptable, or we may want to have a couple of different phrases in our back pocket for when we need to say no. And so I'm just going to share a couple of examples. Things like, oh, I won't be able to make it this time. I wish I could make it work. I'm focusing on other things right now. Sounds lovely, thanks, but I really can't. I'm not taking on new things. It's not a good idea for me right now. Thanks for the invite, but no, I can't make it. I'm busy with other plans. I've got too much on my plate at the moment. I appreciate you thinking of me, but I won't be able to help out at this time. I may not be able to set aside the time. And, worst comes to worst. And if you're feeling like your boundary setting isn't working, the idea of you can also just say, oh, I'm really not feeling well. I want to keep myself safe and I want to keep others safe. Sometimes you can be invited to participate in holiday activities that maybe you'd like to go, but it's feeling like a little too much to do it on your own. You know what? Just taking a moment and thinking right now about who are the people in my life that can support me. And maybe that support looks like they come with you to an event. Maybe it looks like that they're there. They know that you're going to maybe, let's say, a family event, and you know that you can text them throughout the event and they'll be there to support you. It can be about just making time for people that are stress-free, right? We have those relationships in our lives with people who are just, it's just so easy breezy. And so during this increased stressful time for a lot of us, making space for folks that just help us stay grounded can be really supportive. And letting your support system know what you're needing. And so it may be saying to your friend, your partner, your family member, hey, when I say like, oh, look at the time, it's getting late, that's our cue to like get out. And so can you just support me in that? So thinking about what you're needing, and who might be able to support you in all those different needs. And they may be different people, and that's okay. So many of us grew up with lots of different traditions around this time, and some of them may serve us and some of them may not. So taking a moment and just thinking, what is it about this holiday season that you do enjoy? And then creating time and space to include those in your life. And so other tips can be things like, giving thanks. What are you thankful for? What's going well? What's going even just okay? What in your life are you happy about? And having a moment just to reflect on those pieces. There's also the idea of like identifying who you enjoy spending time with, who brings you peace, who brings you a sense of calm, who brings you fun, right? Lightheartedness, and paying attention to those folks and staying connected to those folks. And the idea of, each day is a new day. And so full permission, if yesterday was a pretty rough day, that today is new and that you've got what you need to get through this day. And I hope that those have been helpful.